Germany denies entry to foreign spouses. Love kept at a distance. German national Linda Wendt is fighting to establish a life in Germany with her African husband. But he cannot move here without first passing a language test. A major problem, but not an isolated case. Linda Wendt and Moro Diop are a couple. But they live their everyday lives 4,755 kilometers, 2,955 miles, apart. That is the distance between Germany and Senegal. Long-distance love is extremely hard. I miss my wife constantly, morning, noon, and night, says Moro Diop. In 2020, Linda Wendt traveled over to Senegal for holidays, where Moro Diop lived. We saw each other and fell hopelessly in love, he said in a combined interview. Linda, a student, then traveled to Senegal as often as she could. She did an internship and spent her semester breaks there. In 2022, the couple married in Senegal, celebrating with their families and many guests. Marriage without the happy ending, a prerequisite for a visa to join a spouse in Germany, is reaching a basic level of German language competency in listening, speaking, reading, and writing, called A1 on the Common European Framework of Reference for Languages. Moro Diop speaks French and Wolof and has worked for years as a tradesman. In early 2022, he paused his work and spent several months at a German course run by the Goethe Institute in Senegal's capital Dakar. Wendt, who works and studies, paid for the language course, accommodation, learning materials, private lessons, and internet connection. Both cut costs on food to make ends meet. She calculates that learning German has already cost them about €6,000, $6,430. Moro Diop has been studying German for 14 months, but he has failed the A1 test 3 times, with scores of 27, 37, and 40. His marks improve each time, but he has not yet reached the 60 points required to pass. The German exam is an extremely stressful situation for her husband, his wife reports. His father is sick, and Diop wants to support his parents and siblings. An uncle urges him to separate from his white wife, saying she is only taking advantage of him. But he keeps studying. High failure rate for language tests. The Goethe Institute describes the requirements of the A1 level. In the written exam, you will hear short everyday conversations, private telephone messages, or public announcements on a loudspeaker, and complete exercises related to these. You will fill out simple forms and write a short personal essay about an everyday situation. But if somebody does not live in Germany and knows nothing of everyday life there, it is not so easy for them to answer questions about it. In 2021, 3/4 of participants in Senegal failed the A1 language test at the Goethe Institute, the worst result among the 30 main countries of origin. In 2022, the failure rate was more than 50%. No language test means no visa. Each year, more than 10,000 spouses have failed to pass the required language exams abroad and consequently cannot join their partners who are living in Germany. This is the reason the opposition Left Party gave for introducing a draft law in 2022 to enable the language test required to be completed after the spouses have arrived in Germany, the best country to learn German in. In 2022, more than a third of the students from the 30 most important countries of origin failed their A1 test. No language test means no visa. Each year for the past few years, between 8,000 and 10,000 visa applications for spouse reunification have been rejected or withdrawn. In December, Germany's government decided to relax the rules, but only for skilled personnel. Their spouses can come to Germany without a language test. Gülistan Yüksel is a member of the Bundestag with Germany's governing Social Democrats, SPD, party and campaigns for family reunification. She told Parliament that the rules for spousal travel to Germany would be relaxed in the next legislative package, For years I have received letters from people who have been forced to live apart from their husbands or wives because of the language requirement, sometimes for many years. I believe nobody here in this room would want to experience that for themselves. Swenja Gerhard, a lawyer and consultant for the Association of Binational Families and Partnerships, confirms the plight of many couples. Some relationships break down, and some people break down because of it. The association is calling for the pre-entry language test to be scrapped. Calls for change to language requirements. Linda Wendt has written a book about her experiences. Its title translates to Between Two Worlds. In the meantime, she has told her story to more than 20 federal lawmakers from the parties in Germany's coalition government. Both my husband and I are under enormous psychological stress because of this. Several SPD and Green Party lawmakers have answered, sharing their commiserations and promised change. But nothing has happened, Wendt said, disillusioned. Recently, a lawmaker wrote to her saying that the bundle of laws, which includes rewriting the rules on family reunification, has been postponed until the second half of 2023. When it comes to the neoliberal Free Democrats, FDP, the third party in Germany's governing coalition, only Martin Gassner-Hers from the Family Committee answered. He referred to the need to prevent forced marriages, marriages of convenience, and arranged marriages as a reason for implementing the language test. The Conservative Union parties of the Christian Democrats, CDU, and Bavarian Christian Social Union, CSU, had the same argument back in 2007 when the center-right CDU, CSU led the government under Chancellor Angela Merkel. The intention was that spouses who had moved to Germany should be able to communicate with authorities independently, without the help of their partners. The Bundesrat, the upper house of Germany's parliament, which includes representatives from the 16 federal states, declared in 2015, since no evidence could be found that the requirement for a language certificate before entry to Germany served to prevent forced marriages, this regulation should be repealed. Exceptions: if Linda Wendt were a Greek or Romanian national, if she came from Brazil, El Salvador, or Korea, she could bring her husband live with her without him passing the A1 language test. Spouses of citizens from EU member states and selected other countries are allowed to enter Germany without having to prove their German language competency beforehand. The same applies to spouses of recognized refugees, researchers, self-employed or highly qualified people, and, most recently, skilled professionals, even if neither of them speaks German. The disadvantage to Germans is a form of domestic discrimination, lawyer Swenja Gerhard said. Because administrative law deals with individual cases, every couple must fight for family reunification themselves. I am furious with the government, said Wendt. The institution of marriage is held up so highly in Germany, and then I am barred from living it. Article 6 of the Basic Law, the German Constitution, says, marriage and family are under the special protection of the state order. Germans cannot be compelled to live abroad because of it. Cases of hardship. In 2012, the judges of Germany's Federal Administrative Court decided that a spouse's proof of language competency should not be required before entering Germany to join their partner, if, in individual cases, efforts to acquire the language are not possible, unreasonable, or unsuccessful within a year. Reasons for this could be illness, disability, or a lack of language learning opportunities. The lawyer Gerhard reports that married couples often fail to prove such hardship cases. Diop is studying intensively for his fourth language test. Even if he does not pass, he wants to apply for a visa, citing the hardship clause. The Visa Application Office of the German Embassy in Dakar, in coordination with the immigration authorities in Germany, will decide the couple's future.
Guys, A1 is one of the least exam in German. Okay, it's the least German exam. So, in fact, even the A1, if he has the A1, if Diop from Senegal has that A1, and he travels to Germany. Before applying for a passport, he still has to go to a language school to get the living in Deutschland, that's naturalization test. He still has to do, I think, B1 again or A2. He has to go a little bit further. He will not just apply for a passport or naturalization with just A1. So, but to be honest, A1 is one of the least exam you can achieve, a German exam you can achieve. But I really don't blame him. He's in another country. He has never been to Germany, and Germany is it's a very difficult language, to be honest. German, rather, it's a very difficult language. Everybody know that. For us who are here, some of us studied and we try to. We also have been here for long, so we studied the language, went to school, and maybe did some other further education. Then you can speak the language. But without that, it's very difficult, very difficult. And you also should be speaking with people on the street, if because there are so many people also living in Germany up to 10 years, they still cannot speak German. They don't speak German. Many people living in Germany, they don't speak German. They are working, doing their everyday life, but they still don't speak German. So I really don't blame him. Okay, it's a difficult language. So, but I think if you focus, A1 is one of the least exam you can achieve in German. If you just focus, he has to just focus and he gets the exam. If he focus, he will get the exam. 18 months is too much for, or rather 14 months is just too much for him to achieve A1, the A1 exam. So I think he just has to focus, and that kind of money they've spent already is incredibly high for just A1, because up to B1 you spend 1,300 euros, but if you are in another foreign country, you probably spend like 2,000 euros, but it's 6,000 euros just to achieve A1. I don't know, man. So guys, that's it. If you want to travel to Germany, you see, before you travel to Germany, if you are married or not, you have to learn the language. You must learn the language. And a new law that has also come out to favor immigrants from many other countries, because Germany has enacted a new law that will allow migrants from other third world countries to come and apply for jobs in Germany. But these requirements, they always need a German language, which means that if you are already maybe in your own country and you want to come and work in Germany, of course, it's now very easy. They have already enacted the law. The bill has been approved by the parliament. So everything is done. The day has not been passed where the law will be put in place. So everybody is waiting for that. And when that is passed, people around the world, especially skilled workers, will be able to travel to Germany and work. But the requirement is always number one, language. You need language before you travel. So even now, married couples need language. If you are married with a German lady, if you are from third world country, from entire Africa, Arab countries, India, all these countries, you need German language, at least A1, before you go to the embassy. Yeah, A1, but to be honest, it's not difficult. The A1 is not difficult. It's very, very easy. If you just put your mind that you want to achieve the A1, it's so easy, so easy. So anybody who will fail it, even at the first time, means, some people didn't go to school, which is not their fault. So, but anybody who have taken a pen and written something, one day, or somebody who have attended primary education, it will be easier for you. So yeah, so it just depends on the kind of people, so A1 is within 1 month you will have A1. If you study German language, within 1 month you have A1, because A1 does not require you to speak. You don't need to speak. You don't even need to speak with A1. B1 is where you have to express your mind. Maybe A2, you have to just maybe try, call some words, The B1, yeah, you have to speak. But A1 doesn't require you to speak. Then apart from students, also students will require at least B1 to travel. Then when they get to Germany, I think they can be studying and be doing their C1. No, they give them maybe a year to study, to do their C1, some 6 months, just depend on the state as well. So if you are traveling to Germany, some people will just decide to have their C1 in their country of origin before traveling to Germany. But some people will travel with B1, then when they arrive, they can continue to do C1, which is okay. So guys, thank you very much. Hope you watched the video and enjoyed it. If you want to share with somebody, share so many people can see, and please like the video, comment. If you have not subscribed, try to subscribe if it's your kind of video, so that anytime we post a video, YouTube gonna notify you. See you in the next video. Thank you very much.